Good evening, all. So I have come back, and today we have a very important topic about the importance and impact of neutrality in science, religion, and art. And I will start talking a little bit about im- the importance of the topic. Then I will talk about the impact of it. So these three categories, science, art, and religion, usually promote a humanity-based mission. So, for example, religion promotes much better societies across the globe if 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 the religion rules were adopted. So it promotes a more trustful society. It promotes a more coherent society. It promotes a society where the strong helps the weak. It promotes a society where tolerance is the language of conversation. It promotes a society that is, we can say, that has much better relationships within the society members. Meanwhile, art promotes to spread more joyful moments, much happier moments. It promotes the spreading of laughter across the globe, and it promotes a more enjoyable time. So you can be a person living in let me say in Oman and travel to Canada and ask the people there, or travel to China and ask the people there how they spend their free time, or what do they do to relax, and what kind of music they listen to, and you might find this enjoyable as well, and you might find it enjoyable. So you might go to let me say to China, and you ask them what kind of art you have, how do you spend your free time, how do you, what do you think is beautiful, and you might like these concepts, or you might like that you are interested in these concepts, or you might like that you are interested in music. And they say also, if you have an interesting art, or an interesting way of spending your time, or an interesting way of listening to things that will promote happiness, joy within your life, you would definitely adopt that. So the artist's mission is to spread happiness, joy, more positive moments across the globe. And it's very important that they become neutral, that they stick to this global mission, global humanity-based mission, rather than to focus on a particular group that is controlled by language, or that is controlled by a particular political system. So as an artist, you should always try to focus on your global mission. The third aspect is science, and science promotes a much better understanding of the world around us. It promotes new solutions to the problems that we are facing on a day-to-day basis. So it promotes some better way of interaction with the environment. So, for example, if you let me, the famous example that I usually give, if you are a scientist working in Australia and you need to solve a problem of electricity in India, or the understanding of how we can generate power in India, this can help Indian regardless of the language they speak, regardless of the geography they are in, and regardless of the religion they have. So if you have a good solution, maybe it can be a good product, regardless of the price. Now, I'm just talking about how your solution can help solving a problem in another country and in another territory, regardless of the people that you are serving. So now I talked about the importance and why a neutral scientist is a better scientist, why a neutral artist is a better artist, why a neutral religious man is a better religious man. Because in many cases, these categories can be affected by politics, which I am not saying that we can create a world that would not be affected by politics, by people trying to push their power position using art, using science, using religion. It will always happen, and it's part of how people think about politics. But what I want to promote is that people who describe themselves as scientists, who describe themselves as an artist, who describe themselves as a religion people, should always try to focus on their global goal. At least they can have a local goal, they can have a territory-based goal or a language-based goal, but their general mission in life should really be associated with creating joy, with creating positive outcome on the global scale of humanity. And I know sometimes it's become hard, but I think artists should try to stick or try to think about this principle a lot. So, for example, if you have a scientist that is having, let me say, a neutrality in science helps you to create a better scientific output, and it also helps you to spread your understanding and your knowledge across the globe. Imagine that if there is a good theory that was developed in China, we would not take it in Jordan just because it's a Chinese theory. This affects the let me say the science mission of spreading better understanding across the globe. Whether we stop that because we are Jordanians, or the Chinese stop that because they are Chinese. So that's one thing. The second thing is, if you are trying to read a particular paper for a famous scientist and another scientist, and you should always look at things without looking at the background. So you should try always to look at the scientific facts, so you can create a better analysis and a better scientific output that is by all means should be objective. That is being said about science. About art, you can always be a local artist, but it's not like you can spread the joy across the globe. You focused on a particular group, you focused your work on a particular community, and which is fine if you are trying to spread your positive moments or joyful moments, or let me say, for a particular group, and you are trying to push your political position. I think it's fine, it's part of politics, but you should always try to focus on your big mission, and you should always understand that politics will always change, and sometimes a particular the political position of a country is in this way, and sometimes it changes in another way. So this means that your art is subjective not only to spreading happiness, but actually it's subjective to the turbulence of political position, which is, if it's joyful, by all means, because politics is trying to promote the interest of a particular people, which might upset other people in another territory. This means that your art will actually serve the opposite of the art goal, which are actually upsetting people. So and this will be an endless conversation. You can see an artist doing a particular gig in a country, and they say, oh, this is upsetting, why do you do that in this country, and you should not try to promote the political position of this country and to try to promote the political position of that country. So it's very important that art become neutral from politics, which is, I think, it serves really the general purpose behind art. And the third thing is about religion. So sometimes politics, in a way or another, controls religion, which affects the rules that promotes and the credibility of the rules that the religion promotes. So, for example, religion, all the religions try to promote a better society, tries to promote a more cohesive society, try to promote a more trustful society. And if this position of religion was affected by the turbulent position of politics, this might affect the credibility of the rules it promotes. So, for example, if we talk about don't kill your brother, or don't steal from your brother, or don't cheat from your brother, if people feel that the religious position is changing with time because of politics, this will affect the rules that they are bringing. So this will affect the rules: don't steal, don't cheat, and don't imagine that one day you can cheat from your brother, and another day, because of political positions, you can't you can't cheat from your brother, and because of a particular political position, suddenly you can't cheat from your brother, you can't steal from brother, even you can kill from your brother. So this means that the situation has become less trustful, and you would have a less trust in religion. And the purpose of religion is to try to promote a more cohesive society, a more tolerant society, a more helpful society, a society with a much better positive outlook. So I hope that was my conversation about the importance of and the impact of neutrality in science, religion, and art, and why it should not be affected by the politics or the particular position of a particular group, because it creates a better religion, it creates a better society, and create a better science, and it creates a better art. That's my a quick intake on neutrality on art, science, and religion. I hope you like it, and I wish you a great day. I would mention the people who come today: غادة شديد، لؤي مكاطب، عبد الرحمن الدلق، منير النوري، عواد عزام نلاوي، ومحمد سلال. I hope you enjoyed the time. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30, 9 p.m. In English, 8:45 p.m. in my English channel. Thank you very much for coming, and I wish you a great day. Take care.